Hey guys, welcome to the In the Game Room podcast. Tonight I want to show you something really cool from IKEA. IKEA is fairly well known in the gaming community for making some pretty cool products that people like to use in their game room. They make a really nice glass display case, which is easy to put together, and it's fairly well priced. I think they also make a table that is a very nice gaming table. I don't think it's specifically designed for that, but it works really well for that. So they're kind of known in the gaming community as having some cool things. This is something I just learned about. It's called probably Kvissle. Kvissle. That's their product. I saw somebody posted on, I believe it was on Facebook, one of the groups, that they had one of these and they were using it for storing their miniatures in their game room while they're not playing with them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what this is and how simply and quickly it goes together, and then I'm going to tell you what I'm using it for. So there's an instruction sheet. I've just put 3 of these things together, so I'm not going to need that. There are these cool metal drawers that are cork lined. There's 4 of these. And by the way, when I say metal, I mean steel. So if you have, just a little hint, if you have bases that have magnets on them, they will stick to that. Okay, these are 2 sides of this thing. And everything is so well packed with all this foam in here. That's a top and a bottom. And this is the back. So we'll get rid of that. So this thing really just goes together in a minute. Put your bottom down, put this in, snaps into position. This side snaps into position. The back you guessed it, snaps into position. And then you put the top on. This is the only part that's a bit tricky. Just got to get everything lined up just right. And okay, snaps into position, and that's it. This thing is assembled. So the drawers go in this way. And the idea, as far as gaming goes, is that you can have a drawer with, whoops, get it in the slot there. You can have a drawer with all your minis on it, pull it out, take it with you to the gaming table, play your game, put them back, and then slide them back in here, and they are stored away real nicely. I don't have any figures myself that have magnets on their bases. I go the other way around. I put a magnet sheet down in whatever container I'm using, and then my miniatures have a steel washer on the bottom of them. So I don't, like I said, I don't have any bases with magnets on them, so I can't stick them on here and tell you how well they're going to stick through this cork. But I imagine if you really wanted to, you could just take this cork off. You probably get a putty knife under it and scrape it off. But that's it. This is what this thing is. It's around $20 US, I believe, and I ordered 4 of them, and I'm going to show you in a minute what I'm going to be using for it. Well, I mean, I can show you in a minute, but I can also just tell you right now what I'm using these for is in my workshop right behind my workbench. I'm going to have these on a shelf, and I'm going to use them to hold projects I'm working on. Because I have so many different projects going on at once that my workbench just gets covered eventually with in progress projects. So I want to be able to put, like, I'm working on a dozen SS figures in 28mm. I'm going to put them on here. I'm working on about 30 British Airborne figures. They'll be on this one. And then I'm working on a couple of tanks, so they'll be on this one. So each one of these will represent a project. I can pull it out, set it on my workbench, work on this stuff, put them back, and off they'll go, safely put away until the next time I'm working on that project. That way I don't have a dozen projects on my workbench, just taking up space. So I think it's a really cool thing. There's kind of an unused space down here. I might be able just to put a couple of things in there that just need to be out of the way. It almost seems like they should have had another drawer down here, which, as I see now, won't fit. But who knows, maybe I'll make a drawer that's just slightly less wide that fits in there. But for 20 bucks or 19 something, whatever these things were, I think that's a real bargain. You could, you know, pick up this whole thing and carry it. You know, if you really wanted to, I guess you could carry it over to your buddy's house or whatever and have all your miniatures with you. Put it in some kind of bag or something and carry it. But like I said, it's just going to be in the shop for me. So let me pause here. I'll put this on the shelf over that I just installed over by my workbench, and I'll show you, you know, kind of how these are going to be in my shop. All right, so here they are over here, just stacked up on a shelf unit. It's got 4 of them there, and as you can see, just be able to keep, you know, projects I'm working on, keep them all together, and when I want, you know, I can take them out and take them over to the workbench, put them back. Eventually a lot of these will have this magnet sheet glued down. This is just laying in here right now, but once that's in there and glued down, then the figures, you know, stick really nice and they're not going to move around. So sorry if this is a little shaky. I'm on the cell phone now instead of my regular camera, but that's what 4 of them look like on a shelf unit, and that'll really help me clean up my bench a lot by keeping only what I'm actually working on at the moment on the bench, and everything else can be put away in these handy little drawer units. We'll see how it works out, but I think it's going to be just fine. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. See you next time, and keep on gaming.